first. Because if you start putting Hollywood first, you're going to be alone. Sorry, but you will.
What do you mean? Like Melissa and Teresa with each other and all the fights?
I mean, like, they kind of put their relationships first, which was, I'm not going to see each other. And even though, the relationship may not work out, and we saw Jersey not doing well, I wish them well. I'm from Jersey. They're my girls, they did put their own individual families first. And I thought that was smart, even if it didn't work on TV. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, she's got Lewis and she's got Joe and they have kids, and that's what comes first. This all could be blown away tomorrow. They've had a very long run, more than anybody else, I think. And so, it's sad. I don't talk to my sister, so I get it, kind of. It's like weird. I have a same problem with my sister.
I mean, that is a good point. Like, if you think about it, this might cost them their job, but Teresa is putting Louis first and Melissa is putting Joe first.
But then they have each other. So would you rather the TV show first and Lewis leave? What would you rather? That's stupid, right? And no matter how much money they're gonna make, it's not gonna satisfy who's in your bed at night. And I feel bad for them. I wish they could get back together. It was great television when they were together. I like watching that family. My favorite scene was Teresa making the canned tomatoes with her parents. That was really cute. I remember watching that with my mother, and I'm not even Italian, so I was like, wow, that's so cool. They're canning their tomatoes, something really cool. Like when she'd cook and stuff. I love that.
That is true. I mean, I didn't think of it that way, but for all the people that criticize Teresa, I mean, you have to give her credit because she is putting her the love of her life first.
She loves him. So why would she? And Joe and Melissa love each other too. And every time I see a rumor about them breaking up, I laugh. I'm like, that's not happening. So, like clickbait shit. Like Tamara and all them put the clickbait up. I'm like, this, like on Facebook, I'm like, okay, that didn't happen. It's just a headline to get you to click. Kim does that. Kim is notorious for clickbait. We're in the hospital, and then you're like, that was 20 years ago. You know what I mean? Like it's so stupid. I don't do that. So
Kim does it and Tamara does it. What about like Dorit and PK? They're separated now. There was I knew people that said they for months.
Okay. Do you remember the scene where Paul and Adrian are eating chicken salad, and he's trying to get her to eat the chicken salad, and she's getting madder and madder by the minute? Do you remember
Adrian Malouf and Paul from season 2? No, I do not.
That was the moment they were going to get divorced. And I said to my friend, they're getting a divorce. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, she has contempt for him. And that was the Gottman Institute scientific study. Well, I saw the same thing with PK and Dorit. She was smiling for the camera and having a good time, and he put her down, and I went, oh, kiss of death, kiss of death. I saw it.
Yeah. Really?
I think she could do better.
You do.
He earns money. He's thrown out of countries. I mean, I know you get Boy George with him, but that's about it. Like, what's the phenomenon that she's beautiful. She can get anyone.
Yeah, and I mean, I love Boy George, but Boy George is not Taylor Swift.
Stay with PK. So PK now is with Maurizio. They have really good friendship. They fly about. She needs to meet someone like equally, if not hotter than her, because I don't see her with a guy like PK again.
She is drop dead gorgeous. I would agree with that.
I always loved her clothes. Go on.
Do you think like it's too, like you say, Mauricio, like he moved out? I know the building he moved into. It's gorgeous.
I was really unhappy with the show on Netflix Netflix did a great job. It's not where he like tells the girls, and I think Alexis or one of the girls starts crying, and he doesn't get up from the table to hug her. Even if it was a reenactment, I would be like, want to soothe my child. I was like, oh, this is not good. I think this industry has gone to his head. Or talking about Rick and how Rick should have given him equity. And I'm like, Rick owned the company. That's his money. Like, what? You don't get equity for sweat. In real estate, you get equity for money. So I was kind of like surprised at all that. But I didn't like is that Kyle doesn't know where her money is. And Kyle, if you know me, please get your money together, because that is fucked up. I'm sorry, effed up.
You could swear.
Know where your money is. You can have a joint account for household expenses, but then you need to have your money separate, and you need to know where that fucking money's coming from.
I always say on this show,
I don't understand that. Like he writes the checks. He could be doing what Joe did to Teresa, and you're off to jail. You got to know your IRS. You got to pay the feds, and you got to know where your money's coming from.
I don't believe in joint accounts, but that's just me. But I'm
No,
single.
joint accounts for household. Like if you're gonna, let's say you're splitting the rent because the husband can't afford it, just hypothetically. Then you have that joint account, but then your money comes into your own account from work that you don't give him other than the money you're putting in for household. That's what I mean. Not everybody has a rich husband.
Well, that's true.
Right. So if you have a rich husband and you're both sharing the household expenses, that's how you do it. But they shouldn't be able to dip into your funds. You should always have your funds separately, especially if he does something that is risky. You know, like if he's gambling or doing something risky, you don't want to be a part of his schemes and, you know, conundrums and all the stuff that goes on with him.
Do you think it's too soon for someone like Mauricio to date? Because he seems to be out there.
He's already dating. I don't think it, like, I think that sometimes when the marriage is announced a breakup, it's been broken up a year before. They don't always tell you the minute it's happening. So I think that he's fine to date. She gave him permission. Remember what he said?
Yeah.
And it's fine. Maybe he'll realize that, you know, Kyle's the best one he's going to find, which I believe it is. Kyle's awesome.
The two people I would love to see you fix up the most are A, Erika Jayne, and B, Andy.
Well, Andy, yes. I would do that in a minute. He has to want it though. He doesn't like fix-ups. We were talking about that because my business partner, I merged my company and I have like, I'm all over the world, but my business partner is in New York who handles a lot of it, Bonnie. We tried to do it when we saw it, Watch What Happens. And I said, look, you change your mind, you know where I am. He's got an open invitation. Erika, I don't like what she did to the victims, and I don't believe that she didn't know what was going on. So I don't know. I have to think about that one. That's not an easy one. I mean, she looks amazing. Don't get me wrong, and she's got her little show, but I don't know. I don't know if we'd get along.
Really?
And I have to get along with the person I fix up. I can't just, I'm not doing it just, like, I don't do it for TV purposes. I do it because I like the person. If I'm going to do pro bono work on a celebrity, I have to really like them to do it.
Like
My
when
head-
you fix up me, not that I'm a celebrity, but
No, you know what I meant? Like if
yes.
Soprano Singh called me, of course I'm going to love her, you know, but like somebody who did something horrible, like, you know, Kevin Spacey, what do you do with that? Right? He says he didn't do anything. He got off on one and now he's fighting the other ones. Like Weinstein, definitely no. Definitely no. That's an end.
Well, I mean, Weinstein,
But I'm
Erika
just
Jayne.
talking about like sexual offenders. I don't do people that want weird stuff like kinky shit or threesomes or quads or open relationships. Or I don't do poly. I would do trans if I could find the people for the trans people. Like that's my one thing I'd like to do. But I mostly stop at gay and fluid. Yeah.
But Erika might be a no for you.
I don't know. I don't know if we'd get along. It's a get along, and then I want to hear her story about what really happened. And there's the story for the news, and then there's the real story.
And why wouldn't you do
Like
trans?
I don't like that the people didn't get their money. I don't think it's, you know, the victims of those horrible incidents. No, it's wrong. I'm a very fair person. You know, I've got a Sagittarius moon for anybody who's an astrologer. You know, I'm all about fairness and I tell the truth no matter how painful it is. So that would bother me. I don't like helping criminals.